What's up, everybody? Doc Dog 985. There's levels to this. I'm gonna slow it down just in case somebody wants to use it for their soundboard or whatever. And my peoples, I haven't seen you guys in a minute. I haven't done a 30-minute session with Doc in a minute. But this one's a little bit interesting. What up, ISO? That's notification gang right there. I appreciate you, ISO. Just gonna talk a little bit of trash today, ISO. That's all I'm doing. With them levels of layers like an onion. That's right. You already know what it is. ISO, you see the title of the stream, man. Is it really a problem? What up, Rodson? What up? What up? Is it really a problem? Yerp. What up, Hulk? I see you, baby. I see you. I don't know, man. I wanted to make this a video about this topic, but then I feel like there's so much different opinions and I think different perspective on this that I just kind of wanted to rant live and see what the people think, right? See what you guys think. What up, Harold? Haven't seen you in a minute, Harold. What up? What up, Christopher? What up? I see you. I see you. Appreciate you guys being here. But let's have this conversation. Let's talk about this, right? See, I see what ISO is saying, right? $70 games ain't a problem. Just gotta be worth it. I know, man. What's up, Oscar? You're one of the few that tell the truth about gaming. I appreciate that. Oh, he deleted it. He said one of the few that tell the truth about gaming, and he deleted the comment. That's hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, what up? All right, so I'll give it like 3 minutes before I jump into my rant then. Because I'm just gonna let you guys know what I think so far about this whole $70 for this next gen games and all this other stuff. No, I'm not gonna give it 3 minutes. I'm just gonna start. People can just rewatch if they want. $70 itself is not the problem, right? It just feels off, and I don't even know how to fully express how it feels off, and that's why I knew I couldn't just make a little 10-minute, 15-minute video about this. So just follow me down this road. Let me rant. Talk to me. Let me know, okay? I see Victor. I see you. I listen. When people try to dismiss those of us that are not anti-$70 games, but we question it, they try to use things, they try to shame us for not being critical with our money. That's a good word. Critical with our money. And no one should shame you for being critical with your money. And this is what I mean. I'm willing to bet a lot of us are okay spending money on things that we believe are fully worth it. Now, there's definitely times, don't lie to me, I know it's true, where you have bought something knowing that it wasn't worth it. You just wanted to have it. It happens all the time. These next gen consoles got scalped, right? So there's people that bought next gen consoles knowing that the price of the next gen console was $499, and they still paid the price that was not worth for that console just because they wanted it. So they knew that the console wasn't worth that. They still went ahead and bought it. Now the argument is gonna be, well, it was worth it to them. And here we go with the nuances, right? You see, right now, there's a few games out there, maybe, that we could probably truly consider next gen. Maybe. I'm reaching right now, okay? Because this is just me. Again, I'm not technical. I'm not none of that stuff. So I'm speaking purely out of ignorance. I'm admitting this right now. But to me, I don't see how Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart can't run on a PS4. I just can't. I can't see how Returnal can't run on a PS4. I just can't. Okay? But that's just me. When you have a game as beautiful as Horizon Forbidden West, beautiful looking game, running on a PS4. When you have a game as beautiful as Forza Horizon 5 running on an Xbox One, right? So the whole argument of the $70 game is that these games are next gen games, right? That'd be cool if that was true, but that's not true. They're charging us $70 games for last generation game. I don't see why any sports game has to be $70, especially right now. When again, explain it to me. Let me know. I don't see it. Good morning, Arturo. I see you. But then the whole you're paying for the extra features is where it really gets muddy. Shout out to my man ISO again. My man's a PC gamer. I mean, he tries to act like he's neutral. He's not neutral. He's Xbox and PC mostly. If anything, I would say he's a God of War fan more than he's a Sony fan. But well, he says he uses his PlayStation for Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll? Yeah, for anime. That's about it. But anyways, as a PC gamer, he's the one that taught me that when he upgrades his hardware, he doesn't get charged extra to use the hardware. ISO taught me that. First time I showed ISO my entry into PC gaming was with a 1050 Ti laptop, which I was extremely proud to show him. I was like, yo, ISO, I finally got into PC gaming. I got myself a 1050 Ti laptop. And he laughed at me, right? He said, nah, you're still not part of the master race or whatever. But then he explained to me how different graphics card works and if I upgrade and all this other stuff. And then he explained to me why I shouldn't have gotten a laptop. He explained to me, like, if you would have just gotten a regular PC, you could upgrade the parts, little by little, and then you get better performance for your games. If I bought a game 4 years ago on Steam that my 1050 Ti could only run at 60 frames, and then I went ahead and I bought myself a Predator Helios 300 with a 1660 Ti that can run that same game at 120 frames. When I load up that game on my Steam does not ask me for a $10, $20 upgrade fee. And that's where this stuff with the consoles, I know it's different, but it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right when the games are still dropping on the last gen consoles. It's not about the money. It's not about the money, man. If you want something, you'll buy it. It's about the explanation. And I don't think it's even the explanation from the developers. I think the developers are just kind of like, hey, take it or leave it. Here it is. We're charging you this extra money. Or the publishers or the companies themselves, right? And then it gets really shady when one of the consoles is not charging for upgrades. Do you realize that the Master Chief Collection, if you have an Xbox Series X, runs at 4K 120. Because the Series X can do that. No extra charge. If you bought the Master Chief Collection on your Xbox One and you upgraded to the Xbox Series X, when you boot that game, automatically 4K 120. Now, give credit where credit is due. Sony did do that with Horizon Zero Dawn, right? I believe they did it with Ghost of Tsushima as well. Okay. But then you have companies like Rockstar charging for that upgrade fee. So my whole thing is, if a game is going to be $70 and you're saying that it's $70, not you, the fans, I'm talking about these publishers, these developers, these freaking companies or whatever. Both of them, both Microsoft and Xbox, whoever's doing this, or EA, whatever. If you're saying that it's actually a next-gen game, then how is it running on last-gen hardware? Because if that's the case, then to me, again, to my simple brain, I'm looking at it as, no. You're charging me to use my hardware. That's what you're charging me for. But I already bought the hardware. So I'm being taxed because I have the better system. You are penalizing me because I have the better system. In November, when God of War Ragnarok drops, there's going to be loyal PlayStation fans that haven't had a chance to get a hand on the PS5 that are going to be playing on the PS4. And then there's going to be loyal PlayStation fans that went through great lengths to get a PS5, possibly even paying a scalper to get a PS5. And they're also going to get taxed to play the same game because they have the better hardware. That doesn't feel weird to anybody? I don't know, man. Oh, wow. Look at Supreme King. Supreme King. Look at that comment. I love that. He said the loudest crowd. Green lighting. I don't know if he meant gaslighting. $70. Oh, green lighting, $70 games. Game share. So they themselves ain't paying the $70. I get it. For them, it's just a $5 upgrade. Wow. I'm just letting you know how I feel. I feel like I'm being taxed to use the better console. That's it. Now, I see a lot of people asking, like, well, why is anybody only complaining about, right? And let's say Sony or Microsoft tells them both, like, no, EA, you're not going to put your game on our console for that price, right? And EA says something like, okay, then my game's not going on your console, something like 2K, right? And now 2K is exclusive to one console or the other, but you got to pay $70. That's going to be a huge hit. As much as we hate sports games sell well. That's why they make them every single year, right? Paying for that upgrade roster, right? The problem and the reason why Sony gets called out is because these are first party games. This is controlled by Sony. So that's why they get called out. So you let me know. Again, I'm a human being. I could definitely be wrong. You let me know when Microsoft has done that. Dropped a game on the Xbox Series S or X that was $70. And that exact same game on the Xbox One was $60. You let me know. I'll wait. Look, man, I'm not mad at anybody making their money, right? So these developers, these publishers, like you can't knock someone's hustle. You can't. and you control whether or not you want to pay for something, right? But then with that being said, you can't try to shame people that are calling this out. Now, again, I don't know if it's a real problem. What I do know is that it doesn't feel right. It feels a little iffy. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know. Am I tripping? What up, Rang? I see you. I appreciate you. So everybody wants to act like there's no problem with these companies charging $70 games. And then here's the thing, right? There's a difference. Some of these games, legitimately, you're paying a tax to use your console, to use the better hardware that you already bought from that company. I'm telling you right now, that's what it is. It's a tax to use a better console, which is like, it's wild, okay? Then some of these games, though, yep, I'm going to speak about it. Remasters and remakes. My man. Charging more money for a remaster or a remake and pretending like you're not doing it for money? Like, come on, man. Like, just be honest, man. Just be honest, man. Well, come on, man. Just be honest, man. I like when people say, like, I only do things for passion or whatever. Like, no, you don't. If you only do things for passion, then you don't charge. That's just a fact. If I only did YouTube for passion, if I only did YouTube for passion, none of my videos would be monetized. You want me to lie to you? Yo, Maxwell, shout out to you, man. Thank you for the super chat. My man says $70 is not the problem as long as it's high quality game. It's only a matter of time. Xbox does it too. Okay, back in the 90s, we used to pay more than $100 for a cartridge. So stop with that notion. Listen, Maxwell, my man. Paying for it is not the problem. But you said if it's high quality. But if what you're paying for is something that you've already paid for, then that's a problem. So you could talk about back in the 90s, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. It's not like when you played, I don't know, something like Super Mario Bros., right? And then you got your a Super Nintendo, or Mario Bros., and then you got Super Nintendo. Like, those two games were completely different. It wasn't the same game with just upscaled graphics and freaking better frames. Like, they were actually different games. So you're paying for a different game, right? So that's different. And yeah, people paid a lot of money for different games, collector's editions, different types of editions. That's fine, because you're getting something else. You're getting other stuff, right? But when it's just completely just an upgrade in resolution and frames, and you got to pay for that, come on, man. I don't know. But again, like I said, I don't know. That's why I want to have this conversation, because I don't feel like I got a warm and fuzzy about these $70 games. Again, especially, here's my biggest thing. I don't make it clear. If the game is coming out on the last gen console, why am I paying to use the better hardware? That's a simple premise. That's a simple notion. That's the simple notion, okay? If the game is coming out on the Xbox One or the PS4, and I have a Series X and a PS5, why am I getting penalized because I bought the better hardware? That's the question. Why am I being penalized? Because you got ray tracing and you got 4K and you got better frame. Yes, that's why I bought the hardware. Duh, that's why I bought the hardware. And again, the problem is that this does not happen. Listen, this is what you guys got to realize. This is not happening on the PC side at all. At all. The person that has the 3090 and the person that has the 2060 is paying the same price for that game, and they both will have different experiences. Do you understand that? But they're both paying the same price for that game. 3090, 2060. Different capabilities. This person might have to have low ray tracing saddles or even turn off ray tracing, period. This person could keep the ray tracing up high as much as they want. Still paying the same exact price for the game. That's the problem. How are people not understand? How do you not understand this? How do you justify that? But again, maybe I'm wrong. So I wanted to do this live because it's like I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get through this in like a 10-minute video. But back to the whole thing. Back to that whole the whole passion thing. It is okay. It is okay to get paid for your work. No, of course. I prefer for you to get paid for your work than for you to try to rob me at gunpoint or something, right? So definitely. What up, Rain? I see Rain with the super chat. Appreciate you, dude. Facts. When we upgraded to 3060 PS3, we paid $60 because the games couldn't run on old hardware, and you can see the difference. Now, Rain, I'm going to add one caveat to that. Oh, you can see and feel the difference between playing something on a PS5 versus playing it on the PS4. Yo, you can. I'm not going to cap. Listen, when I loaded up Zero Dawn on that PS5 with that patch, I'm playing that game again. I like Zero Dawn a lot, so I'm playing that game again, right? When and done's playing again, right? You guys could clip this, use this against me on Twitter. But anyways, but the whole point is that I already paid for the better system, so why am I being charged for it, right? But back to the whole passion thing, because I saw something that like the developers of The Last of Us, I don't know if they feel offended that people are saying that it's a cash grab or whatever, but it's like, yo, be honest, it is what it is. It's a great game that you want to make more money on it. I mean, it is what it is. Have you ever heard of an artist that has a greatest hits album? You're not getting any new music, right? You're not getting any new music. All they're doing is putting the great stuff all in one, right? And here you go, reselling it. Now that technology is different and we got playlists, like we could do that ourselves, right? But greatest hits albums happen, and it didn't happen just when people died. Like people had greatest hits albums. So I mean, it happens, but don't act like you're not doing it to try to get money. Like, no, you're doing it to try to get money. Now I appreciate. Listen. At least what they're doing with The Last of Us, and I'll give them this, right? Remaking everything else, the textures and everything, and supposedly a little bit of gameplay is gonna be different. Okay, they trying, right? They're trying, right? So okay, is it actually gonna be worth the price? I don't know, but at least they're trying, right? So it could possibly be a different experience. The story supposedly is gonna be the same, but it could be a different experience. And okay, that's okay, right? But again, my whole thing is, the brand new game comes out. I'll use Ragnarok as an example, okay? If it's $70 on the PS5 and $60 on the PS4, that's BS. Because I'm being taxed because I bought the better hardware. Why? Well, you're also going to be using haptic triggers. Yeah, that's what I bought it for. Why? Well, you got better rumble features. Okay, yeah, that's what I bought it for. Why? That's, you know what that's like? This I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. I'll try to use a different analogy. That's like if someone that has a 4K TV, if you got a 4K TV, right? Every time you watch a Netflix show and you're using 4K, you got to pay extra because of the TV that you got. And not just Netflix. Anytime you watch anything, you got to pay extra. So do it like this. Your cable bill asks you, what type of TV do you got? Oh, I got a 4K TV. Okay, your bill's going to go up higher. What? What? Like what? Make no sense. Make no sense to me. I don't know. What up, Black Dynamite? I see you. I see a lot mad people in here, man. I appreciate you guys being in here on a freaking Monday morning. I appreciate it. Makes sense to you, Night Hill? All right, makes sense to you, Hawk? Okay, makes sense to yeah. That's all it is. And again, I'm calling both out. Calling both out. If Microsoft does it, if Sony does it, they to me they both, it just feels iffy. And again, don't try to shame me until you got no money, you broke. Gaming is expensive. Like, I know gaming is expensive. It can be extremely expensive. So why are you making me pay even more money for it? I don't know. Doc, who set the precedence for $70 games trend? I have no idea, Severin. But whoever they are, they wrong. I have no idea. Appreciate the super chat, Severin. Harold said Netflix does charge extra for 4K though. I think Stadia charges extra for 4K as well, right? So if you got Stadia, you got to pay extra to pay for you got to pay Stadia Pro to stream in 4K or whatever, right? But they're charging for that, for the service, right? They're not charging for each individual software, right? I don't know, man. Just feels different, man. Seven said the answer is PlayStation. Is it? Oh, Sony started a $70 trend? Then okay. And there you go. Rain, I see you, Rain. He said apparently $70 means high quality. And we know that's not true, man. We know that's not true. And not just in game. There's a lot of things in life that are overpriced. That sometimes you go somewhere else, get a better price for it. Especially like with food and it tastes better and everything. But again, I can't be mad at these companies trying to get their money. That's not what I'm mad about. I'm mad at us for defending it. I'll give you another example, right? I really like this one, okay? So, Jay-Z, right? One of the best rappers alive. Hands down. Can't even be argued. He's definitely one of the best, okay? Eminem, one of the best rappers alive. Can't be argued. Definitely one of the best, okay? Lil Wayne, one of the best rappers alive. I don't care what you say. Can't be argued. Remember, I'm 37, so you can't argue this stuff with me, right? The nostalgia level is too strong, right? With that being said, all three of those artists, right? They have amazing albums, some better than others. But the big difference is, when I look at all three of them, again, I'm not going to tell you which one I think is better. But this, what I'm about to say, is facts, okay? One of those albums had a span of about, I don't know, something crazy, like 6 to 10 years, where they were giving us free music that rivaled and exceeded the quality of mainstream rap music. Just mixtape after mixtape after mixtape that weren't even being charged. Just here you go. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. If you guys know who it is, go ahead, type it in the chat. I'm not gonna tell you who that was. Okay. Now the other two, still great, amazing artists, right? Can't take anything away from them. But that one, that was so good, that was so talented, that he could just give free music out like that and still made a splash. Exactly, Ace. Exactly, Lil. Exactly, Dank. Exactly. You cannot deny that from that man. He could have easily grabbed a lot of that material and made albums out of it, and we would have been like, when you look at his discography, like, oh my God. But he didn't. But you can never take that away from him, right? So you can't take away the fact that Microsoft, if they wanted, they could have been like, yo, the Master Chief Collection, 4K 120. I think a lot of people brush that away. I don't care if it's an old game. 4K 120. PCs will struggle to do that. Unless you got a really high-end PC. 4K 120. Oh, you bought the hardware that can do it? Here, you can use it. Halo Infinite 4K 120. But it's also running on the Xbox One. So to me, it makes sense that they wouldn't charge you extra for it, right? Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just too botted out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. Seven said, "I don't like to listen to rap, so I don't know any of this stuff. Just pay attention to the chat. They validating what I'm saying. All right, they validating what I'm saying. So we should be close to that 30-minute mark, right? So let's go ahead and close this up. Is it? Is $70 a problem? Is $70 a problem? No, it's not. Not if it's worth it. Not if it's worth it. Shout out to Purple Haze. Is that an empty water bottle in the background? It sure is. It sure is. Thank you for the super chat, Purple Haze. So, I don't know, man. I just feel like if I'm going to pay $70 for something, it better be worth it. And if I feel like I'm being taxed to use the better hardware, that's not worth it. That's not worth it. We'll see. Dog 1985. There's levels to this. I'll say nice and slow, just in case somebody wants to use it for a soundbite. There's levels to this. Oh man. I'm not mad at anybody that wants to pay $70 for a game. You spend your money however you want to spend it. But don't act like I'm wrong for questioning it. Don't do that. I hope I made sense during this live stream. If I did, cool. If I didn't, please let me know. I'm probably gonna hop on Twitch real quick and play some more Ninja Gaiden. Gaiden? How do you say it? I finally beat that one boss I couldn't beat. Like this game is ridiculous. It's good though. And it's on Game Pass. Cause you guys know. Good games are coming fast. And they coming. Well, not on 2022. Goddamn Xbox. We out. Peace.